Do you ever feel overwhelmed by negative thoughts or stuck in a cycle of self-doubt? What if you could break free from that mental trap and build a life filled with resilience and inner peace? In this video, we're diving into powerful Stoic strategies that have been used for centuries to help people master their minds, overcome adversity, and transform their mindset. If you're ready to take control of your thoughts and create a life of strength and clarity, keep watching, because the tools you'll learn here can change everything. Prepare yourself a cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea or a smoothie. Relax and join me in discovering the valuable things that Stoic philosophy brings. Did you know that 85% of people experience struggles with low self-esteem, often driven by negative self-talk, at some point in their lives? That's an incredibly high statistic, and it begs the question, what's really going on in our minds? Today, we're diving into a topic that's not only tough to confront, but also deeply transformative: overcoming negative thinking. This journey we're about to embark on isn't just about silencing that inner critic once and for all. It's about empowering ourselves to live a more fulfilling, intentional life, one where we no longer let negativity and self-doubt control us. When we turn to Stoicism, we find something profound and powerful. Our thoughts are not just idle or fleeting. They are potent forces that shape both our happiness and our suffering. Stoic philosophers taught us that while we can't control every external event, we do have complete authority over how we perceive and react to those events. The Stoics weren't just thinkers, they were mental warriors, mastering their minds through reason, self-discipline, and inner peace, in order to rise above the chaotic noise of unchecked thoughts and emotions. Today, I'll take you on a deeper exploration of how negative thinking impacts our lives and introduce you to practical Stoic strategies designed to help combat these thoughts. We'll see how, by channeling the wisdom of Stoicism, we can shift our mindset and empower ourselves with virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. If you're feeling skeptical or doubtful, that's okay. Stick with me. The insights we explore today may challenge some of your deeply ingrained beliefs, but they'll also open a new door to personal growth and resilience. Before we dive in, I invite you to share this video with others who are on their own journey of self-improvement. And if you find value in what we're discussing here, I'd greatly appreciate your support by subscribing. Let's get started. Number 1. What exactly is negative thinking? Negative thinking is more than just a passing mood or a bad day. It's a pervasive mental pattern that affects nearly every area of our lives. From how we view ourselves to the decisions we make about our health, careers, relationships, and even our happiness, negative thinking shapes our perceptions in ways we often don't realize. But what do we mean by negative thinking? At its core, it's a habitual way of seeing the world in the worst possible light, expecting failure, doubting our abilities, or assuming we're undeserving of success and happiness. So why do we fall into this trap so often? According to the Stoics, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but the way we interpret them. As Epictetus famously said, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. This is a fundamental Stoic insight. It's not the external world that controls us, but our internal world. Our perception of reality is what holds the power to either keep us stuck in negativity or propel us toward a more empowered life. But Stoicism is not the only philosophy that addresses negative thinking. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, expanded on this idea by showing that much of our negative thinking stems from the unconscious mind. He observed that there are aspects of our psyche, what he called the personal and collective unconscious, that often shape our thoughts and emotions in hidden ways. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." In other words, if we don't bring these hidden biases fears, and beliefs to the surface, they will continue to control us, often without us even realizing it. Think about how this plays out in everyday life. When we face a challenge, whether it's starting a new project, approaching a difficult conversation, or simply facing a stressful situation, negative thinking can leave us feeling defeated even before we take action. It's as if we're rowing a boat with all our might, but are still anchored to the shore. No matter how hard we try, we can't move forward. This is what negative thinking does. It keeps us stuck, preventing us from taking the necessary steps that could lead to growth, success, and fulfillment. The beauty of Stoicism is that it provides a method to examine our thoughts critically. It teaches us to ask, are these assumptions really true? In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of questioning our thoughts and dismissing those that are irrational or unhelpful. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about rational thinking. By questioning our assumptions and confronting our negative beliefs head-on, we begin to regain control over our mental state. We start to see things more clearly, without the lens of bias or fear clouding our judgment. Number 2. The role of society in shaping our negative thoughts. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with messages that reinforce the idea that we aren't enough. Whether it's not being rich enough, successful enough, or smart enough. In a society where comparison and competition are often celebrated, it's no wonder that negative thinking takes root. These external pressures find fertile ground in our minds, cultivating doubt, insecurity, and the belief that we're somehow less than. But Stoicism offers us a powerful antidote to this societal conditioning. Stoic principles provide us with tools to clear away these weeds and foster a mindset of strength, self-worth, and empowerment. Stoicism is not just about avoiding negative thoughts, it's about deeply understanding them, questioning their validity, and replacing them with constructive, rational thinking. The Stoic method isn't simply a coping strategy, it's a pathway to flourishing. By mastering our thoughts, we take command of our perceptions, and through that control, we can reshape our entire experience of life. This is where true personal freedom lies, in the ability to choose how we respond to what happens around us. Let's not forget the central lesson of Stoicism, that each thought we entertain, whether we accept it or challenge it, brings us closer to the life we desire to lead. And in order to live the life we want, we must first gain mastery over the mental chatter that holds us back. Number 3. Living the examined life, a key Stoic practice. One of the most fundamental practices in Stoicism is the idea of living an examined life. This means continually reflecting on our thoughts, our actions, and our beliefs, and reassessing them in light of reason and virtue. This is not a one-time exercise. It's a continuous process of self-awareness and self-improvement. The Stoic philosopher seeks to align their inner world with their highest values, ensuring that their thoughts and actions are always in harmony with their virtuous ideals. Plato's concept of the forms resonates deeply with this idea. The forms are idealized representations of virtues like justice, beauty, and goodness. The Stoics' task is to renew their mind constantly, striving to live in alignment with these higher ideals, creating a self-concept that is resilient, wise, and compassionate. This is a lifelong journey, one that requires ongoing self-reflection, critical thinking, and a commitment to growth. One practical way to start each day with intention is to use a Stoic affirmation. For instance, you might begin your morning by reflecting on a quote from Epictetus, such as, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet powerful reminder sets the tone for the day, helping you approach life with mindfulness and resilience. Just as important is the environment we cultivate around us. As Seneca wisely advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, whether it's the people you interact with, the media you consume, or even the spaces you inhabit, reinforces your mental and emotional well-being. Number 4, creating a positive environment for growth. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is its emphasis on the power of our environment. Plato's allegory of the cave shows us how our surroundings can shape our reality. When we expand our environment to include uplifting influences, our perspective broadens and we begin to see the world through a lens of possibility, not limitation. This ties into Carl Jung's concept of the collective unconscious, where shared cultural beliefs shape how we perceive the world. Creating a positive environment isn't just about surrounding ourselves with cheerful people. It's about creating spaces, both physical and mental, that support our goals and reinforce the Stoic values we want to live by. Whether it's organizing our home in a way that inspires calm and focus, or engaging with content that challenges and elevates our thinking, every decision we make contributes to the environment we inhabit. This is something Seneca understood deeply when he said, "Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older." By cultivating positivity around us, we keep our inner spark alive, and in turn, we uplift others in the process. Number 5, taking action, Stoic wisdom in practice. Finally, Stoicism teaches us that understanding and intention alone are not enough. Action is required. As Epictetus put it, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Our actions must reflect our ideals. Every choice we make, no matter how small, either aligns us with virtue or moves us further away from it. This is a core principle of Stoicism, that true growth and change come through consistent action, not just good intentions. Aristotle agreed with this sentiment, emphasizing that bravery comes from brave actions and justice from just acts. Virtue, according to both Stoic and Aristotelian thought, is something that is cultivated through daily practice, not through idle thought or passive belief. Likewise, Carl Jung's idea of psychological integration teaches us that our unconscious mind is only integrated when we take conscious, deliberate actions that reflect our true selves. Number 6, the power of words, Stoic speech. Finally, we cannot underestimate the impact of words, both the ones we speak aloud and the ones we say to ourselves. Stoicism emphasizes that our words have immense power over our thoughts and emotions. Epictetus advises, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. The words we choose to express ourselves and those we use to address others can either build up or tear down our mental state. Marcus Aurelius frequently reflected on the power of communication to both shape our thoughts and guide others toward truth. In conclusion, the Stoic path is one of continual self-reflection, action, and resilience. As we adopt Stoic practices to overcome negative thinking, we unlock the potential to live more meaningful, empowered lives. If today's discussion resonated with you, I invite you to explore the next video on Stoicism's approach to adversity. Check it out right here on the screen. Thank you for being part of our community. We're not just learning Stoicism, we're living it together.